We are Squawking Dead. And we have formed Voltron, Defender of the Universe. Welcome to the show! We have 5 hosts today. We've got Chris from BMNY, we've got Carol, we've got Ashley Weidman, and we've got Rachel Burt. And together we form Voltron! So I wanted to update you on some news before we started. We've got a special mention from Radio Public. They're one of the podcast providers that host the show, and they made a special mention about us in their indie shows to listen to for the month of March, which is a pretty good accomplishment. So, if you head over to the blog, you can actually read a little write-up I made on the subject, and click on over to their site and see what they're talking about. You know, we're pretty great at what we do. Streaming only on YouTube today. Sorry. Second bit of news: Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and even Oculus are down because of the Facebook Instagram apocalypse. So welcome to YouTube.
This is how it starts.
This is how it starts. They take out our social media so we don't know what's going on.
Then they'll take away our guns and everything, and then where will we be? In New York, we're kind of screwed too, in an apocalypse. Who has the guns in New York? It's only like
Upstate.
Johnny Depp, the mayor of New York. That's about it. Larry Sharp.
I got a whole closet full.
See, somebody.
Hold on.
Coming to you.
Let me hold on. Wait, I got to show you guys what I just got. Hold on.
This is perfect. Oh. And Carol, you better bring yours because I think I know what he's going to bring.
I have my go bag, so yeah. I'm set.
I have a go bag in my car.
Oh, really?
I do.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Dave, you need to get on it. We're all getting prepared.
I need to get a gun. Okay. Yeah, well, let's not wade into those waters. This is going to be a great freeform episode today because we have a ton of people lending their beautiful voices and their beautiful minds to the show. So what do you got for us, Chris?
He's totally prepared. Totally prepared.
I mean,
Chris is like beyond prepared.
What else do you need?
It's an actual like wrist rocket.
Oh,
and,
man.
It's
fancy.
It's pretty illegal. You're not supposed to have them.
Really?
In New York, because New York is just like New York State is crazy. They were like one of the first states to ban like mopeds, by the way, motorized. Seriously, like in the country, like just putting a motor on your bicycle was just illegal.
Well, I live in Florida now, and it's like the wild, wild west down here.
It is. It really is.
It really is. It's like shocking.
Jersey's worse than us. Jersey's way worse than us. But that's as far as
in what respect?
Stuff.
Let's be specific.
As far as like the gun laws, they're terrible.
It's a race to the bottom. Seriously. No, I'm shittier. Like I have a better accent. No, okay, you can win that one. New Jersey.
Well, I have a friend that like kind of goes around it. Like she posted some video on Instagram. Her and her husband have a cabin in upstate New York, and she does all this practice of archery over there. Mm-hmm. And I sent her a message, and I was like, "Man, you're pretty good." And she's like, "Yeah, let's just say, we're prepared."
We have like a tree farm up here. It's like a Christmas tree farm, and it's in the middle of nowhere. And my husband and I are good friends with the people that own it, and we're like, that's where we're going. We need to get away from people. Mm-hmm. And my husband, he's like works for Kids Around the World, and they provide meals for children that can't provide meals for themselves. And they do a lot of like rice packing, and so my husband has a lot of the meal portions and the rice.
Oh my god,
those big tubs that they have in like Christian like apocalypse episode like specials that they have.
Of them. Yeah.
Here's your Jesus rice,
Right.
It's great. I think
we're taking our rice and going to the tree farm.
You'll have a wedding and Christmas in the apocalypse. That's great. Yeah, and I'll take part in both. We've got an episode to break down.
Yeah,
and it looks like I'm the killer of fun. So as is tradition, actually everybody's been on the show, so Carol, take it away.
Well,
so happy to come in there.
I have something.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, in the beginning, Beta is talking to that guy that's sitting on the tree.
Yes.
Sitting on the tree that he got his neck bit, and he says, "You'll always be one of us." And I just think that's just so interesting. Like it's like almost like an evolution process for the Whispers. Like they, you're a human, and then once you die, you become a guardian. So it's almost like it's like like a process for them. Like I thought that was so interesting. And then Daryl, when they're up on the roof, he actually shoots him. He's the first person. He's actually the first person they kill, and I thought that was
significant.
Super cool.
Yeah, and I think it definitely resonated with Beta. Like he looks at him, he looks up. Like as much as they're detached, like there's definitely seems to be like some semblance of like honor in that. It's like, okay, you're going to become one of our guardians now, and tells one of the other Whispers, go find his wife and tell him the change is coming to him.
Right, and no one even seems to like have any remorse. They're just like, okay, he's going to protect us now, and that'll be it.
Yeah, it's very like it's something I mentioned last week. It's like it's a very kind of religious kind of idea of visualizing the way they live their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
the rite of passage.
For
life.
It's just a membrane that you walk through.
Right,
and like an elevation of status, like post death, like afterlife. Higher power, almost kind of deity status.
I was even a little sad when he died right away. Like he just became a guardian.
Right.
I know. Yeah.
I was even a little sad.
Yeah. Actually,
he was fresh.
To take your thought even further, like when you see them entering the road right outside the building that Daryl and Lydia and all them climb up, you see that very person, the fresh walker that's walking alongside. He looks very pretty too, like a very pretty walker, and that's the one that Daryl takes down. Just the only one that Daryl takes down on the initial. And then, so the question I wanted to ask was, what do you think was going on in Beta's mind when he just saw that was the only one that got taken down?
I think it just probably fueled more rage.
Yeah, for sure.
They've taken Lydia again, and now he's just killed our fresh guardian, and we're gonna find him.
Yeah. I think so.
That's going to be an important placeholder because I'm going to be asking you a different question later on. Way later on in the episode, near the end, because we're going to cover a lot of ground, and then I'll have to remember to go back to this point because keep that fresh in your mind. Anybody else want to go somewhere else in the episode?
I got a little bone to pick with. I wasn't with you guys on the previous episode, but in the last episode when they save Lydia, it's Daryl and obviously they're scouting and whatnot. But like, how quick can you make a skin mask?
He killed someone.
I know, but then he skinned their face off.
He
killed a Whisperer, like the guy that
took his mask.
Oh, he took his mask?
Yeah, he's wearing a poncho.
I was like, did you like literally do this in minutes? Like,
actually, wasn't that Lydia's mask that he had?
I kind of thought it was Lydia's mask because I think when they captured Lydia, like,
but didn't Connie have one too?
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yes, so I'm like, either way, I was a little perturbed, and I was like, okay, I get it. He's good, but I don't think he's that good.
No, yeah.
That was my own little bone I wanted to pick with the last episode. I got plenty for this one.
Okay.
I got plenty for this one.
Yeah.
I was.
That's great.
Never mind.
What? Why?
No, what? Go ahead.
No. It like jumps to the end, so I don't. I think the only thing I was confused about with this episode was why does Tara seem like, oh, Henry and Daryl aren't here? Like that's why I was like, she knows that Henry escaped,
right?
And
I don't think she wants to worry Carol.
Going, and she almost acts like, well, they're not here. Like, did they go to the spa? Like what? Like I don't know. Like she just seems very aloof.
Yeah, I don't think she wants to get Carol worried because she knows Carol will leave and go looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. She might be trying to sidestep that, especially with the fair coming. That they've talked about the whole season.
Right.
She may legitimately think Daryl could have found him and brought him back by now too.
Right.
Right. They might have gone out for supplies. They want to get popcorn.
Are they going back to the early days where Daryl was going out to find her daughter and then never did?
Ooh.
Wow. Cherokee Rose in this shit.
I just had a little bit of light bulb go on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do you think there was like a look between Tara and the leader of the Highwaymen.
Yes.
I actually wanted to talk.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like that
Yeah.
to me that stuck out so much.
Yes.
Like she almost looked like she recognized him, right?
Yes.
Yes, like he
Exactly.
was
That's what I
like
saw.
he was someone he used to be somebody else, and because she was like, "Who the hell are you guys?" And then she actually looked at them.
Yeah, she stared long and hard.
And she was like, "Oh, I know you from."
So what you're trying to say is, I got into your heads.
I mean,
you know,
I thought it was attraction, but I know that she like.
hey.
She likes girls.
Hey, bearded man on a horse with a monkey wrench.
Not on a horse.
She likes girls, though.
She's not into that. She swings for the other way.
Well, yeah, but I'm, hey, I don't know, maybe
Maybe he was
I don't know.
Maybe he's pulling a Eugene, huh? or a Dave, me, because I don't know if you've seen my own Twitter, but I've just been kind of going down this Angus Sampson rabbit hole. And the deeper I go, like the more into like this guy's career that I'm getting into. Like the guy,
you've been on him for like a while.
Yeah.
Like, since they showed a clip of him in that like 90s trailer, you've been like laser focused.
Shut Eye on Hulu. It's just a really, really good series. I think it's canceled, but 2 seasons strong, and like his character goes through this crazy like evolution, like where he's just an asshole. Like he's not the main protagonist, obviously. What's his name from Burn Notice was, but Angus Sampson plays this kind of like heel, and then he kind of goes through this weird evolution where he's still a heel, but you're like, yeah, you're rooting for him at the end of it, like at like during the second season, because he's just a shit heel in the first one. But yeah, he's like a director, producer. He's Australian,
Whoa.
which really surprised me.
Yeah.
Because he does like this really good New York accent.
Yeah, I didn't think he was Australian. Go figure.
And like his accent will just surprise you out of nowhere. It's not like he sounds like, oh hi, it's me, I'm from Australia. No, he still has that kind of like wet throat growly thing that he's got going on, but with an Australian accent, so it's like a little jarring.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But obviously, I'm smitten. That's all I'm trying to say is that I'm smitten.
Clearly.
Yeah. I just very fascinating guy, and he's days older than me. Like he's 40.
Okay.
So
It's the beard.
So you're saying he's a good match for you?
we could be brothers. we could be partners. We could be best friends forever. Anyway, so yeah, and if for people who don't know, like the thing that I have been mentioning for the last several episodes is that I think there's a connection between the Highwaymen and the Hilltop, either in the past or the recent history where Hilltop was freaking out about the riders, and then now enter the Highwaymen, and now you have the terrorists there, and then they may have met before. So go figure. Did you guys see what the symbol meant? It was Angela King actually explained what the symbol represents. So it's the top of the line is where the horizon is, okay, of the Highwayman symbol,
okay.
and then the apex is where kind of like the road makes a furrow into the horizon. So that's what their symbol means. Very like articulate, like group too.
What did Carol say? Their note was grammatically correct, and it made her say, "Hey, these guys have some depth. It's better to negotiate with them."
So you're saying he plays me in real life? No.
Anybody else think? I was kind of like thinking the whole time they were bluffing. I'm like, they don't even have bullets for those guns.
That's exactly what I thought.
I'm like,
thought
there's
the
no
exact
way.
same thing.
They don't have
I thought the
bullets for 'em.
exact same thing. There's no bullets in those guns. It's just a threat.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
And
actually.
I really don't think they have ammo for those guns. I think they're just bluffing their way through the whole
I totally
thing.
agree with you.
Like those long guns, those look really old.
Yeah. I mean, you ride in to save them, and like literally, he has a giant monkey wrench in his hand. So, great. Hey, listen, it's a great weapon for like. I even posted it. I said it's about time someone showed up with a monkey wrench. It's very, it's indestructible. It's solid steel.
Yeah. Die cast. Yeah, forged.
So it's like
Well, actually, that furthers the point of how those guns probably didn't work. Like it's a complete bluff, and if they had to take those into any sort of real battle,
they'd probably backfire.
Yeah. Oh, pause time. Your husband Ashley just subscribed to the show, so welcome, Jared. I just got the alert on my screen just now, so I was like, thank you. But
He's
yeah,
checking up on me.
who's this guy that sounds like me? Anyway, Hi. I think I'll bring up this commentary now, and that the only reason why I saw this is because I rewatched the episode, and then I saw it appear like in more than one spot. The moment that you're talking about, Carol, when Carol mentions the grammatically correct letter,
Yes.
and Diane says, like, I think there's more going on here, you know? You have to take note that, like, Ezekiel and Jerry, they're also saying, they're like on the opposite side of the fence where, like, anger is the only answer.
Right.
You know,
Right.
violence is all they know. And there's a commentary there. There's like almost like somebody's saying something about women in leadership roles, I think.
Right.
Like, I mean, you see that there, and you also see that with Magna, Yumiko, and Tara. You know, Tara is clearly, I think in my mind in that scene, she's clearly signifying that, I mean, everybody else around them is also signifying the fact that she is the official leader of Hilltop.
Right.
You know, they follow her lead. You know, even though Yumiko is kind of like a strategist, it's clear that they're looking to Tara for answers and approval and, you know, what to do. And she's giving the orders and everything. So, and there's, and even Addie and the two Hilltop juniors, you know, they're take charge. You saw Addie kind of like just going at it and everything. Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed seeing that part because it doesn't hit you over the head or anything. It just kind of makes it just like, we can do it too.
And clearly nobody knows about Jed's group yet.
Yeah, exactly. When Carol was like, no, it's not them. Like, you burned them to death.
No, not them.
Yeah.
Not them. Trust me, it's not them.
Yeah, it's not them.
No.
Right, on that note, actually,
into a barbecue.
Yeah,
right.
A barbecue, Georgia style ribs. On that note, though, there must be some interplay, like when it comes to like Carol and like because you have the idea that she could, you know, she is responsible for the Highwaymen coming in and realizing their actions have consequences. You know?
It's heavy. Yeah,
you can't just burn them all down.
Right.
You know,
well, not when they're awake.
No. It's a lot more difficult.
I was truly shocked that it was a movie like that.
I know. That was like jarring to me. I was like, wait, what? That's what's going to convince them?
Yeah, but you know what? I thought about that when
it makes sense, though. I think
it does. Like
it does make sense.
They're all older. You know, for the most part, the whole group looks like they're much older, and it's like
40's that much old, not that much older. Excuse me.
They have good memories of movies, though.
Yeah, it's
they
like
remember the movies.
Yeah. I would love to see a movie.
Yeah, Rachel, what did you think about that, though?
I liked how it tied in, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what did you?
I would think it wasn't the typical like Carol lashing out. You know, we'll just gonna murder everybody now.
That's her being so like tactical though. That's Carol. Like she, you know, like even when she came into Alexandria, like taking all those guns off, like, oh, they're so heavy. You know,
fumbling,
like fumbling. Like that's her like taking the situation and learning the environment and using it to her advantage. Like she's fucking smart. Like she knows what she's doing. So
yeah. You could say that she has kind of embraced like the Ezekiel part of her.
She has.
You know what I mean?
That is true.
Yeah. You could also say that she's truly kind of accepted the responsibility of being queen, like fully.
Right.
And by that measure, you know, thinking about more than safety and just her, you know, her own immediate surrounding safety. Because, you know, as a result of burning Jed's group, there's the responsibility aspect. It brought danger to the kingdom. Right. And then, you know, accepting her role as queen finally, like that was her anointing period, you know, like right there, I think. Yeah. One more thing. It does kind of bring back the idea, that little conversation, that little touching conversation that she has with Rick, you know, about the future, about like what it means to move forward, you know, into a future where it's about more than just survival. And I think she takes that with her and she realizes in that moment, A, when she's responsible for like the Highwaymen moving in, and B, like being in this moment, in this position, she's got to think about more than just, you know, how do we just, you know, resolve this situation? No, there could be more. We could be bringing these guys into the fold, you know?
Yeah.
So it really brought that to mind, like really clear to me.
Yeah.
They could definitely be assets.
Yeah. And lo and behold, like that kind of threw me for a loop. Like, we got a job for you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I kind of wish they had a cooler name.
Yeah, the Highwaymen.
Yeah. Like,
like he comes riding in to like save the day, and she's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "The Highwaymen."
Yeah, to me, it's like, where have they been?
Yeah, I'm like,
we've been in this factory. I'm Angus Sampson.
You know, it's not up there with like the wolves, the saviors. You know,
right.
like,
I don't know. Could have been something cooler, way cooler.
Funny band of
The
miscreants.
Taxers.
We're the Desperados.
I will say, I enjoyed the little like almost homage to Westworld when you first get introduced to them.
It did have a kind of vibe like that. Did you notice the guy in the group that had like a Sergeant Pepper outfit? What was up with that?
I did not.
There is a guy in that group that has like this blue and it's got tassels on the shoulders. What in the world? Like
That wasn't a mannequin?
no, he had like a gun. Like it was like a legit person. And I like saw somewhere else somebody brought it up. It's like, who's this dude? Like I don't understand.
I'm gonna have to watch for him next time.
Yeah.
I did like how it was pretty cool where they set up the mannequins and you had to like decipher who was real, who wasn't. I mean, they obviously have had to encounter people before probably, and
Very creepy.
you know, learned how to trick them at least.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, my husband just stepped in and says he likes your Hulk poster.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep,
Is that Hulk and Wolverine, right? Yeah.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah. First appearance of Wolverine, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's the Incredible. Yeah, yep.
1975, I think.
Yep. And then I got some Beta and Alpha art.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Who's that by?
That's Oscar.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh,
She does really good work.
and I should mention, Rachel also had some artwork in our stream last week behind her. It was her very good Beta portrait.
That was my favorite.
It's one of my favorites. Like when I saw that pop up, I'm like, this girl's my best friend,
Thank you.
and I'm gonna get that shit.
He actually put himself in this one too over here in the corner.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's awesome.
Very comic book like, and I like it.
In the style of Charlie Adler, right?
Yeah, it
pretty
is.
much. Yeah, he does a lot of his art after him.
Yeah.
So, good stuff, man.
Hats off to the redhead.
Yeah, did a good job.
Yeah, I really enjoy his posts too. By the way, like on top of his art, like
Right. So Daryl and Lydia, Henry, they all have this head start. You know, they've been able to escape. They have this huge head start.
Right.
Okay. They end up in the building. They have enough time to set up all these traps and do whatever they want to do. With that length of a head start, how does Beta know where they are and where to go?
I don't know.
Tracking.
Good tracking.
Good. Yeah.
Good tracking.
If it were
Good
Daryl, he
tracking.
would be able to find
You
them.
ever done it?
Daryl, yeah, I can understand that, but I'm like, are they using? So, like, I was kind of thinking, okay, maybe they use the zombies as like to pick up their scent, kind of thing, the walkers.
that's a really good
yeah.
good thought.
Good point.
You know,
Yeah.
because I'm like,
Or like the sound and
they made like a mind-blowing gap between like them leaving
right.
and I'm like, and then they appear and like it's a huge building. At first I thought it was the hospital.
Yeah,
Right.
you mentioned that.
Yeah, and then I was like,
me.
okay, it's just a regular, you know, office building or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, I was just kind of blown away at that. I'm like, this is kind of like one of those like Jason Freddy movies where like the person's running and they're walking, but no matter how fast the person runs, they're right there the whole time. And and then of course when the horde shows up, you know, and I we talked about this prior a little bit, but it's just like out of all the walkers you're gonna kill,
The one.
let's not kill the one that looks like a 7-foot giant walking in the middle
Right.
of it.
Yeah,
You know, let's take out the one to the far left of him. You know, the one who doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll
the
just
one
do
who,
it down.
let's kill the one that can't climb or anything like that, and leave the one that can alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I know
Actually,
it's a show, and I know it's based off a comic, but I have to pick. If I don't, then I'm not human.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Actually, I was wondering about that. Like, do you think they did that on purpose? Do you think they drew him out? I mean, do you think they wanted to get more than just Beta? I mean, I actually wrote this down too. Like, what's the point of getting them all up there?
That's where I'm confused, is because I'm
Yeah.
like, are they going to go after all of them?
Yeah.
You know, now that they think that Beta's dead, are they going to just let them be? Or are they going to, you know, like, what's to be of the rest of them? You know,
Right.
I don't know. That's a good question.
That's
Yeah.
a good question.
Because Daryl does mention, you know, like,
Daryl said, you know, is Beta the strongest? And Liddy
Right.
said, yeah. So
Right.
maybe
Right.
if
That's
he thinks by
Right.
taking out the biggest threat, they will back down.
right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on that note,
But he's still alive
He's still alive.
after
Very
after a 2-story fall down an elevator shaft.
yeah. Why don't you go into
And
this
getting
rant?
stabbed in the chest.
And getting stabbed in the chest, even though it was
Yeah,
it was
he
just
like ripped
It was
that
more
out.
towards
Like,
the side. It was just
blood
like,
came flying out.
and it was just sort of like,
yeah, he ripped
This
it
is
out.
annoying.
Like, yeah, like, it was like, this is bothering me.
Yeah, I mean, I know it was a little pocket knife,
Yeah.
but you know, I mean, he
That was a switchblade.
It was like, it was.
Was it a switchblade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still only like a 3 or 4 inch blade.
I mean, it's like the blade's like this big, but he's like this big, so it's it's like a body mass ratio thing.
Yeah.
Like that would go through me, like all the way.
A lot of knives in that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knife fight. They both have 2. Nobody. I mean, I think Daryl cuts them twice.
Does
he even?
I think he gets him on like I think the first time when they're like parrying past each other, he gets him in the back of the leg. It looked like. Because
I heard a distinct clang on that.
Oh,
one.
yeah?
Yeah, it was pretty badass. Like if you really paid attention to the fight, it's of course.
It reminded me so much of Rick.
Dude.
What? I mean, in terms of Walking Dead fights, like drag out fights, like I know that a lot of
Knockdown,
yeah, they were like, this is one of the best or whatever, and it was really good.
It's pretty memorable.
It was definitely memorable. But I still go back to Michonne's fight with the governor when she took out his eye.
Right.
That was like, I mean, there was some like, that was serious. That was a good one.
They've let us down with a lot of the fights that they've had.
Yeah.
I mean, like the Morgan Jesus fight should have been so much more than what it was.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, it could have been. Yeah.
We never got to see the Jesus Negan fight that was in the comic. That was amazing.
Yeah,
they've really like taken a lot away from us, which sucks.
Yeah,
but things like those are like iconic fights.
Right.
Right.
But
I really, really need to see Negan and Beta together.
I know. I need to see Negan and Beta together. I need to see this.
That has to happen.
It has to happen.
Well, I'm sure it will.
Well, actually, that's a good question. Like we want it all to happen, but do you think it will though? I mean, really?
I hope so.
Just from the way things are shaping up.
Even if they don't fight, I just want them in the same scene together because Negan is going to say the most hilarious shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope so.
You're freaky as shit.
The dialogue is going to be awesome. Yeah.
Well, this also brings to mind the idea that like I was talking to No Sanctuary earlier, so the Instagram user, really good dude. He said like, do you think it sounds like Beta might go before Alpha, which would contradict the comic or whatever, and it's feeling like that it's going in that direction. I always thought like, yeah, obviously he's going to be taken out first, but what do you guys think in that regard?
I don't know.
I think they're lining it up for him to die first.
I'm kind of leaning. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way only because Samantha Morton is in the opening credits and Ryan Hurst is not.
Right.
My only
for next week, you're saying, or
only thing I'm basing it on.
Okay. All right.
In the opening credits,
As a title
part of the
character.
opening title scene. And she's not. So I feel like she'll be around longer. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she'll make it way past the, probably through the halfway point at season 10, probably.
I think so. Yeah.
I think we're on the same page on that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, they're going to have to, Negan has to escape if they keep it to the comic.
Right.
I mean, he already did escape, but I mean, he has to like officially like meet her
For a third time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not really escaping at that
I think
point
they might
because,
let him out.
I think they might let him out too.
Yeah.
I think that they might just let him out.
either that or he's just going to say, fuck it, I'm getting out of here to help you guys out.
Or Judith is the one that lets him out.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just jumping to the sneak peek, I mean, you see her wrestle with this idea with Daryl on that bridge in Alexandria.
Right.
She really goes through it with him. He's like, what would my dad do? Thought so.
And then she's missing. We see Michonne in a field screaming her name.
Wasn't that a flashback though?
No, I think that was current.
Yeah, it's a quick cut
I agree.
between the two frames. In one, you do see her little pregos, and in the other, you see her not with the hairstyle.
And she's got all of her, she's got all of her hair when she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't know if this was listed. I think it was last week we had talked about the hairstyle thing, and it looks as though I may be right about what I said. I mean, I only was right. Was only thinking about this because you guys were talking about the hairstyle and how there is a significance, and I was just like, oh, that's interesting because then it looks like she's covering up a scar as well.
Right.
You think like on her face?
Yeah, because there's a bunch of blood like where the like during the fight in one of these scenes, like from the promos for next in a couple days. So it appears as though maybe there was some sort of scar, on her face that she's covering up with the new hairstyle. So maybe. I guess we'll have to see. That's what we have to deal with.
Some giant Zika mosquitoes down in Georgia.
Like in the real life? Bit me in the face.
Just suck the blood right out of her skull.
Holy crap. That like a big socket like scar. Maybe she just like has a big protruding eyeball under here. Just like I see you.
Got a Glenn.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, exactly. Thank you.
He's got a Glen ball.
Oh, and yeah, and I in the Dark too saying Daryl has a scar on his face too, like on his just like right here. Yeah.
He does.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
maybe there's something to it. Maybe there's something to just like here and in the back right here. And nobody in the audio podcast, nobody knows what I'm referring to. So, okay. Speaking of Daryl, like why do you think, by the way, that does he lock Lydia in the closet? Like she knows to kind of stay there, but why does she lock her in?
I don't think that he completely knows what side she's on, because like she seems torn between like, well, these are my people and I don't want you to hurt them, but then at the same time she kind of doesn't want to be part of that.
Well, and he could also be hiding her.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
He could be hiding her because he knows that's what they want. Yeah, he does leave the key in the lock. So,
but the door is still bolted. I mean, she can't reach the lock from
right
there.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm of that mind though. Like,
And do you think Dog was growling at her, or do you think he was growling at what was going on outside? I'm like, Dog really hates Lydia. Like right
Dog
now.
does not like Lydia.
Dog hates you, Lydia. Like seriously, Dog and Lydia not friends.
No.
why do you think Daryl like ultimately like decides to let Lydia like stay with them at the end?
Connie.
Yeah,
I think
so
yeah,
too.
she changed his mind.
Yeah.
Because I think I don't know.
I
if
know
it's
a lot of people might not like it, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
the
What?
coral.
You think
ship.
so?
Like Donnie.
Yeah,
Gonna
people are
happen.
saying, you know what, it's not Donnie, it's Coral. It's Coral, and you know
Think it's gonna
Coral.
happen officially?
No, I mean, nobody knows in any official capacity.
No, but like, you do really like, I mean, he's been like an asexual character. You think like this is going to be the thing? This is going to be his coupling?
What do you guys
You know,
think?
she
I
doesn't-
think so.
She doesn't talk. I think that's great for him.
I know. I was going to say, it's like she talks as much as he does. Like,
Right.
He's perfect. She
I
keeps
think
him
they
at shit.
challenge each other.
Yeah.
You know, they're both stubborn and they're both fiercely loyal to their groups.
Yeah.
But I think both of them respect each other, and
And they
that's the key
respect
point.
each other and they
Yeah.
challenge each other, and I think they'd be good together.
I really think he likes the way that she thinks and
Right.
analyzes a situation.
Smart.
He's you could definitely see like when they're communicating and everything like that, he's kind of like looking at her like, you're smart, like you know what you're doing.
yeah.
Right.
So
Like how she said, you know, she uses the shadow. She knows someone enters the room when she sees just the flicker of the light, and she knows to duck. Like, you know, she's got those other reflexes, and I feel like he's like that too. You know, he knew how to like track before even the apocalypse started.
Right.
So he's known how to use other senses as well.
Survivalist.
Except
Right,
for a
and
sense of
survival.
smell.
Right.
Oh,
I'm not
sniff that
opposed
out.
to
Taking a shower.
Poor dog, right?
yeah.
I do hope, I do hope they develop this relationship nice and slow. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
don't rush it.
Yeah.
Or
Agreed.
like maybe
I don't think Connie's a Russian kind of woman.
Yeah. No. I don't know. On Talking Dead, she was talking about shower scenes, so I don't know.
Oh. All right.
I gotta rewatch Talking Dead.
like, I missed that piece.
But,
Right.
wait, was it when Ryan was asked about how Daryl smells? Is that what it was? Or
No,
how
they
does
were
Daryl smell? Or
No, they specifically asked her about the Connie and Daryl relationship and if she would like to see that.
mhm.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know about that, but they could throw some shower scenes in if they want.
Right.
Oh shit.
I'm like,
Something must have been lost in ASL translation, I guess.
Right.
But,
no, I don't think so.
but like, I mean, they could flirt with it much in the way they did with Aaron and Jesus too. Like, it's like obvious-ish, really.
Right.
Right.
But-
Speaking of flirting, I mean, does anybody see Tara's next possible relationship with anyone?
Magna.
I've been right? Is it? I've been tossing it between Magna and the other new one.
Yumiko.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yumiko are a couple.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Oh, they are?
a couple
They
now.
are a couple.
Mhm.
Oh, see,
I think you're missing a good opportunity here.
I think Tara's missing a good opportunity.
No, I don't think she's missing anything. I'm thinking polyamory.
Yeah, what?
What?
You never? Whoa, you're all married and never heard of polyamory? Let me introduce you. It's where you like, well, in the old days it was called, wife swapping, because it was a man's world. No, it's like where where couples have a third,
Yeah,
and Tara's the third.
Sounds
okay.
complicated.
yeah.
I don't know. It's complicated, man.
Some people make it work. No, not me.
I was gonna say, I was like,
I don't know anybody who makes
experience.
I was gonna say, I thought you lived in New York, not Utah.
Yeah.
I have friends. Yeah, I know some people who do it, and I think it's an interesting idea that they could open up too. I mean, I hopped onto that because I sincerely thought of that as I was watching the show. I'm like, this could work. And like when I thought of that, I thought of like that discussion I think that we had about Princess like 2 episodes ago, I believe.
Oh yeah.
And I was thinking like, whoa, they could really make Princess like a trans character. Like, I mean, I'm not one to like shove things into boxes and, you know, beat people over the head over things, but I think just the nature of her character, it seems like from frames, because I really don't know anything about her. But you could go there, it sounds like.
No, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, her personality, I think would absolutely work. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could go somewhere with that, but yeah. It's like, what are you trying to say? But no, I mean, that's, you know, I mean, just the audacious nature of like her dress and like how she it's the getting up and really getting into it, and you have to think to yourself like, how does this person survive, like how very bright, very loud, and it's like, but she does. So yeah, you know, it works, and I think that formula could work. I mean, I think people, I don't know, yeah, I don't know, that's as far as it went, but
yeah,
I really hope they bring Princess to the show.
I think they will.
Great character, a great character on the show.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't either. I just know. Do you remember around the holidays when they were like selling all the comic book TWD figures like in the sponsored ads? That's the only thing I know, to be honest. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to be fair,
I'm not sure if they're gonna go that far. With like, honestly, I know we had talked previously like about the show just being wrapped up by like 12.
Right.
And I just don't know if they're gonna be able to get that far, or like. I
can
know.
see that being the final scene of the last episode. But like Princess walks in, it's like cut to black. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah,
What?
See,
We're leaving it open for a film.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
That or I know they just brought what's her name to Walking Dead? Karen David.
Yeah.
Karen,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I think I said it to you, David. Where I was
Speaking of
like,
princesses,
yeah, I was like,
Oh yeah.
maybe she's going to be Princess, but they're going to take the character and move it. They've been doing a lot with Fear.
that's
Right.
a good point.
And I mean, she's a new addition to the show. And I'm like, maybe they're going to bring Princess to Fear.
No, they're not, because her name on Fear the Walking Dead is Grace. We found that out like right when the show started last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't remember when it was.
Okay. Yeah.
Her name on Fear the Walking Dead is Grace.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right.
Theory though.
Not to shoot it
That
down.
was really good. Yeah.
Maybe it's Grace Princess.
Princess Grace.
But you can call me,
Princess
which would
Grace.
be
Her
like,
middle name is Grace.
that would be pretty cool though. Like,
Although they do change names, because if Georgie is supposed to represent Pamela Martin or
Right.
Milton, what is it?
Milton.
Anyway.
Yeah, Milton.
Milton,
Yeah.
like the Seven
Then
Circles.
they changed, if that's the same character, then they changed her name too.
Right.
Yeah.
But still,
Never know.
I don't even know what you're talking. Right? We're like,
I know. I don't either.
well,
And that's like, they just, you know, I know they have this whole Whisperer thing going on, but the letters have stopped coming from Maggie. You know, the like all the open communication they were talking about with, you know, when Jesus was alive, and you know, the letters were coming in and all this stuff. Like, this is what always bothers me about the show, is that it's like it's like the focus is drawn into this fair and everything that's going on with the Whisperers. Everything else is taking a back seat.
Right.
You have no idea what's going on at any point in time with anyone else, because they can only, I feel like it's just, they just dive in on this one thing. They put all their focus there.
Yeah.
Instead of being able to, you know, give you a little bit of a side story on, you know, what's been going on with Maggie and the other community.
Right.
That's, I mean, you know, and they're.
I mean, maybe my hope is that with this next episode, we'll get more visibility. Like, I mean, that's my hope, that we'll get visibility to like, why did Maggie leave in the first place?
Right.
Rachel? Like, what series of events got us to that point, so that we can at least kind of have some because they keep teasing about it and kind of having these like vague conversation about that thing that happened, or when these people came. It's like, okay, well, what happened? You know?
Yeah, I think it's mainly going to be more about Michonne. I don't know, and like her her drastic change and how she split away basically from the other communities. I think it's going to be like a Michonne focused episode.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they say that Lauren Cohan was in at least one flashback, or was it just Jesus in two? Because I
know I heard about Jesus.
I didn't know about Lauren.
Because I feel like Lauren Cohan was supposed to appear in at least one more, and then I was surprised to not see her in the next episode, like after 5, I believe. So was it 5 or?
I know she's not going anywhere. I mean, I've read an article that she'll
She's
be
for
sticking
sure
around.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but like at least mention it. It's still,
because I think don't the letters being brought by the twins?
Yeah. So and that's the thing, so the twins haven't showed up in any of this time span. They don't, so the other community has no idea about what's going on now.
Right.
It's just kind of like storylines. Just they come to a dead stop, jump to something else. You lose track of everything that was going on, and then they bring it back in like the other half of a season. You're like, I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I think we're like a specific breed of watcher, though. I mean, just to kind of be devil's advocate, because that's what I fucking do. Like we're paying attention to the balls in every court. To all the courts. Let's put it that way.
Happy you said courts.
Yeah. Because we're doing the special analysis. Like if you didn't know any better, you'd watch and you'd be pretty entertained, because as we've been saying, and they've been sticking to this interesting formula of no more than 3 different settings. So and it is a tough balancing act to do. So they keep it to 3 different settings no matter where it is. And you're gonna forget about Alexandria, but when you come back to it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, Alexandria, right? Yeah, what's going on there? I think most watchers watch that way. Most watchers don't watch the way we do, we're like, okay, I'm gonna watch that again. I'm gonna figure that one out and write it down, so I'm just being fair, exactly.
Oh yeah, that's the thing, when they bring it back into the story, it's like I have to go back a season and a half. watch that season again, and then come back to the new stuff and be like,
You mean like the begin before the time jump and all that stuff? But but I think they've boiled down the points to pretty basic brass tacks, though. They don't overcomplicate the story. They give you enough to kind of be able to extrapolate theories and predictions, but they've kept it pretty simple, to the point where I think they've beat certain concepts over the head. When you guys were talking about the movie aspect, and I kind of wanted to get into this part, was it really brings back what Luke said about civilization. The idea that what separates us from the Neanderthals is music, beauty, conversation, food, eating meals together, preparing things together, Right. So it really is becoming about, these themes start appearing everywhere. And I think that's, and I had this really wild theory that I can't believe I've never brought up. I feel like, and part of it came true. So you have the civilization, the art, the beauty thing, that the heart of the group, that I did bring that up. I think that's the key to actually what solves the problem in this season. You're starting to see that happen now too with the Highwaymen, right? The other part of that is the ASL. Okay, you're dealing with whisperers. They whisper. What's more quiet than whispering? Sign.
Right.
And we do see some of that with Luke and Connie, where Connie's hanging in the sorghum fields, right? I think we're going to see a little bit more of that, and that's going to be part of the key in defeating the whisperers. In my opinion. I can't believe I didn't bring this up, but I thought it just hit me over the head like a ton of bricks.
Right. I like it a lot.
And where that's nowhere in the comic. That component is nowhere in the, I think, right? Yeah.
Right.
So,
So they're completely bringing this out of nowhere, which I think is great. I think if you take a component like that, bring it into the world, and then you just take advantage of it, not let it be a thing.
Right.
It's a key component to pushing the story. It
kind of reminds me of The Quiet Place,
the
little girl in there is deaf, and you have to be quiet, and that's kind of what it reminds me of a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that.
Although that always gets me a little nervous too, right? Because okay, when we're hearing impaired, we have mufflers on, or we have a hat on that just muffles our sound, we'll walk around like dumbasses, with our feet clomping around and shit, making noise and not knowing it. So I always get nervous when they're banging the hammer into the nails, boarding up the windows and stuff. I'm thinking, Connie must not know how loud she's being right now. Right. But maybe they get used to the vibrations. And I'm trying to be devil's advocate to even myself, but
you could probably feel it in her hands.
Yeah. So that's always going through my mind. I'm nervous for her. Girl.
Yeah. Right. Oh, absolutely.
But she has survived this long.
Yeah.
She has survived this long with that, with being being hearing impaired. You know, she knows how to live in this environment now.
Yeah, and
You know?
I mean, she's really good
She
with.
has her sister.
She's really good with a slingshot.
Yeah.
She killed Oscar, by the way, this past week.
Oh, Oscar's
Yes,
redhead.
she did. Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
But he's probably going to be in another episode.
Yeah.
Probably. But yeah, he died this past week.
It must be cool to just say that, to be able to say that. Oh, I died.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean, hey,
I wish I could say that.
Yeah.
So another important question.
Right.
Do you think this is the last? I mean, we've seen some pretty cool things from Carol, like stepping into the Queen's shoes officially, finally, 100%. But we did talk about a possible showdown with Alpha. Like, do you think we're going to see genocide Carol?
We need to see this.
Yes. For sure, it will
See
happen.
this. I mean, she never met Negan. She never had a confrontation with the governor.
Yeah.
Like, Terminus, she didn't really even meet them. She just blew them up. We need to see this. We need this.
We need Carol to murder in front of us.
I need Carol to murder.
And like not kids too, right?
I stand by that she's going to be the one to take down Alpha. It's not going to be Negan that's going to take down Alpha. It's going to be Carol.
Yeah. I think once she knows what's up with Lydia, she's going to go mama bear and she's going to freak out.
Yeah.
I have an alternate. I've been thinking about this.
Okay.
What if Lydia is the one to take down her mother? I've been thinking about this, and this kind of makes sense. I'll tell you why.
Okay, I want to hear the reasons because I don't know if I like it.
Because you have a rebuttal, but yeah. So in the episode, she asks Henry, like, specifically, why did you come back for me? And she put it the same kind of way that she asked of her mother. And and you could see Lydia digging, like, that's not why you saved me. That's not why you saved me. Like, come on, man. Why did you save me? He's like, because I care about you. Boom. And that's it's like, it's what she's needed, what she wanted from her mom.
Right.
You know? And so I think that's going to, it's great to move the story forward, like bring back the theme.
Right. Can I say that she might assist in killing her? I don't think she'd be the one to pull the trigger, but she might assist it.
Or that
like a decoy.
Yeah. Or like, like assist the goal. Like,
so she'll be like on the floor and then Alpha will trip backwards on her, like in the cartoons. and then a knife will be on the floor.
Hey, I don't want to just drop out on you guys tonight, but my phone's going to die here in just a few minutes. So I want to actually say a proper goodbye instead of just leaving.
Oh, that sucks.
Thanks, Rachel.
I know. It does really suck. My phone's like 3 years old, and in cell phone years, that's like 100, right? So
right.
Yours lasted longer than my last one, which was replaced a few days ago.
I'm pretty stubborn about buying new phones, though. But I wanted to say a proper goodbye so I didn't get kicked out.
Peace, Rach.
Bye, Rachel.
She's great. Everybody's saying goodbye in the chat. Thank you, guys. Yeah, she's awesome. She's great. It's great, everybody.
What chat do you have up? Is that the YouTube chat?
Yeah, that's the only thing we have.
Oh, that's right.
Instagram and Facebook. They're owned by the same company, having the same problems. So only YouTube's up. Only YouTube. So you were actually saying, though, like, I think you were saying that she would assist, but it wouldn't be. But what do you think, Carol? Like, is there any legs to what I'm thinking? Because it would be coming out of nowhere.
No, I think there's a basis for it. I mean, it could potentially happen. I mean, maybe she, like Ashley was saying, maybe she won't be the one to give the final blow, but she might be the one to kind of like in some way assist it to happen,
almost like a Eugene situation.
Right. Like kind of like do something to kind of like support the cause ultimately. Even if she's not the one giving the final blow. I could see that. I think
she knows the power she has over her mother. I mean, it to a point, her mom came back for her, she said they don't do that, that
right.
She's already proven a weakness in her mother. And so she knows that she has some sort of power over her mother.
Right.
So she knows that. So she could use it to her advantage,
Yeah, I think so. I could see that.
Yeah.
Oh, I was actually just scrolling through the chat and somebody said, do you think the dog would partake in the fight with Beta next time?
Like Dog will be the one taking it down?
Or helping Daryl,
I
could see the dog latch onto his arm and he just basically
flings him off. Yeah.
I don't want anything to happen to dog.
I don't want anything to happen to Dog.
If Dog bites him and he's able to flick him off, I'm rating the show. because you don't.
He did take a knife out of his chest and just throw it to the ground.
He just pulled a knife out of his chest.
I think he'll pull a dog out of his chest.
He fell down an elevator shaft.
If that dog gets an arm or a leg, you're not getting it off.
That's quite the commentary too. Like to see him survive after that too. Like you said something before we got on, by the way, that I thought was really, really funny. Like him falling down that elevator shaft and still able to get up again.
I'm like looking at this. He's pulling himself up.
He get up. He just kind of like
and then went.
Yeah, he definitely stood up. He looks up. It looked like some of his teeth were missing, which I was like, oh, maybe
it was just blood. I actually looked really closely.
Yeah,
it's just blood.
I don't know.
And the gold teeth, obviously.
And the gold teeth.
Yeah,
which they gotta get into that too, right? Like what?
So you're telling me he fell? He doesn't have any broken bones, not even a concussion, even though there was blood by his head.
Yeah,
there was blood by his head. Yeah,
and I'm just like, all right, once again, I get it. It's a TV show. It's based on a comic. Blah blah blah. But I'm like, just give me a little bit of realness to it.
But you know what, though? I'm not surprised that they kind of went that route, because when the fight was going to happen, I was like, okay, here we go. Here it is. But the thing is, it's like, you know that Daryl's not getting killed off. So you know that's the ultimate outcome. You know he's not getting killed off, because this is basically round one. So I was like, how are we going to have this fight but still make it to come back another day? So when they showed the buttons of the elevator, I was like, oh.
What did that mean? When he at the buttons of the elevator. What did
he realized?
Oh, yeah.
He realized it,
That's what he realized. He fucked up.
He realized that there was an elevator there. And that's when they was like, okay, I'm going to push him in. And
because if you realize when Beta's speaking, he's speaking in that general direction, which was behind where Daryl was behind him. Yeah. I didn't realize until the second take. I'm like, I think he's looking at Daryl. He's looking at Daryl come out of the hiding space. What's up with that? And then I realized, oh, Beta didn't know that he wasn't talking to Daryl in that instance. What I said about that was that, like, if you first of all, the elevator capacity, like the rope, it's only meant to hold let's say 400 pounds, right? Mm-hmm. So it's meant to suspend people, but a limited amount of people. So you're talking about force and physics and basically motion and mass. And I think he could survive because when he hits the elevator, it's not as if it's like a smack, onto firm concrete.
Yeah.
There's give to it. So it's almost which is why I brought up he must have used to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
Right?
And the behind all of this now.
He's prepared for this. He's done this before,
Yeah.
He did the slap when he hit. He slapped.
He slapped the bottom.
How do you think he's going to get out, and do you think Alpha's going to leave him behind?
I think he's going to climb out.
Climb? Yeah.
I don't think he's climbing up. If he does, I'm just going to beat the show up even more.
You mean climb up like Donkey Kong? Grab
the rope and he's going to pull himself up. He's
pull himself up, Mission Impossible style.
Right. I mean,
I want to see some pain.
Pounds. Well, that's what I'm saying. If he crawls up, I want to see that, because he better be really suffering. His ankle should be just dangling there because it's got a compound fracture or something.
I'm Pirate Beta.
I
walking on a stump.
He's gonna. Usually, most elevators have a hatch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think if he has any chance of getting out, he's gonna pop the safety hatch. Maybe go inside the elevator and be able to get access through the doors.
Okay.
Right. Kill some walkers that are probably left in there. That would be kind of cool.
Probably. Well, that's the thing. They left all of them.
Do you think he would kill them, though? Those are his guardians.
Oh, shoot. You're right.
I don't think he would kill them.
But I think they would attack him, though. So I don't know what... That's also kind of compelling, too. What would happen if he was in a threatening situation with a walker?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen that before, and they just kind of roll over.
Because if he's bleeding, they're going to smell the blood, right? Obviously.
Yeah. Right. That's what I was thinking also. After that scene, okay, he's got to face all these walkers. He's bleeding from his head.
They're all they're all down there. He
seems to be the most religious of the Whisperers.
Can they sense the smell of blood like a shark? I thought it was just noise.
Hey, if their blood wards them away, then I think human blood would actually live human blood.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I would think so.
Yeah. I mean, we're going by crazy physics right now. So
right.
Your second question question was I was way more interested in was like, do you think? Okay, so what do you think about her? Will Alpha accept Beta back in? How do you think that interaction is going to go? You know, because he says something very important in the episode. He says, "You mean nothing to us. Just give us back the girl." So he's like strict, like to the Whisperer's rule, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Even though he supports Alpha when she fucks up and fucks up her own rules. So there's like a weird thing. So what do you guys think about that? Because like he's adhering to their own rules, like in the religious sort of sense for the Whisperers, but then he's adhering to Alpha, like to her word, as leader. So what does he follow in the end? Does he turn against her? I mean,
I don't think he turned against her.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't see that happening.
I got to throw it out there, right? But
he is the Alpha.
Yeah.
Like where do those names come from? Have they ever talked about it like in the comics or anything? Like how did she get the name Alpha? Is it like a wolf pack? Like
I mean,
I think they do. I think that they do think of themselves as like a pack because they even because he even said it in I think the last episode Guardians when she was kind of like after she killed the female Whisperer, I think, and her and Beta are by themselves. I think he says it's like the pack still respects you or whatever. So it's like. In the comic, they never go into it. And honestly, in the comic, they don't really give too much of a background. They don't flesh them out very much, the Whisperers in the comic. I think they're doing a better job on the show with that than they are doing in the comic. So I don't know, but
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think it's basically just based off pack mentality. Alpha leads and Beta is second.
Yep. Gets the sloppy seconds, right? I mean, technically. Speaking of sloppy seconds, the Hilltoppers, like that whole hilltop scene. Did you think like when you were watching it, some people know kind of what's about to happen in this season. Some don't, but still like
what hilltop scene? Which one?
So where the Magna Yumiko road clearing scene where like Earl and Tammy Rose are surrounded by walkers and stuff. Yeah. I thought, oh shit, it's going down. It's going down. We saw the two Hilltoppers predict would die.
You know what I thought? I was like, no, I didn't think anything
you really
was going to
didn't
happen. No, in my mind, I was like, this is an opportunity to refresh our memory of these people when they all get killed off at the end of this season. Because I was like, this is just so that we like, oh, Addie, the girl with the glasses. That's the girl whose head was on a pike. You know, like just sort of like mental refresher of who these people are. This is just my theory. My theory is just that this is just a little refresher so that when many of these people potentially are killed off,
you're like, see this face?
We're like, oh yeah, that was so and so. Oh, that sucks.
I had a hard
like a
time
memory imprint
because of the baby, and she puts the baby in the box, and I'm like, God, the baby.
I know.
I honestly thought like, okay, if not the Hilltoppers, it's like Earl and Tammy Rose, because like Earl's like feeling a little frail still. Like
I thought he maybe got bit in his arm, but he didn't.
I thought he got bit too.
Yeah,
I thought he got. I mean,
but then they must have checked him out at the Kingdom already and determined that no. So
because she came running over and he said he was fine, but it definitely looked like he got bit, and I was thinking they were going to kill him anyway because he had just got done talking about they're too old to have a kid and they need to find another couple and blah blah. I'm like, he's dead. It's done.
I feel like they could. They probably. It was probably maybe filmed in such a way that they could have made the decision here or there, and then they decided to not.
Right.
Like Carl.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no.
Anyway, no.
I love that they killed Carl.
I know you do bring that up. It's so funny.
I'm so happy they killed that kid. You have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
His character arc went like this.
I mean,
big high arch, and this went.
Yeah,
I remember when I was pregnant with Maggie, and I was like a week late, and it happened to be on a Sunday that The Walking Dead was on, and we were sitting on the couch, and it was the episode "Sing Me a Song" with Negan, and he tells Carl to sing him a song, and I was starting to have contractions. I remember thinking, "Oh my god, like
not now,
really is this really happening?" And I think that's like my last memory of the Carl because I'm like singing, "You are my sunshine." And I'm just thinking, I think I need to go to the hospital. Have this baby. Sorry, random side note.
No, it's like
Carl gives you contractions? Like,
Right? No, it was the fact that she was a ginormous baby and she was a week late.
that's what it was.
So
There it
singing
is.
brings the baby out sooner,
There
I
it is.
guess.
10 pounds, so she was
Oh,
big
It's like my sister's.
baby.
It's like my niece. Wow.
Really?
I don't know how I did it, you guys. I don't know.
My sister had a C-section. She had no choice at some point.
Yeah, I don't know how I did it.
Wow.
I'm gonna ask this, but how long were you in labor? Because I'm just curious at this point.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, so we went to the hospital. So after the episode, my husband was like, "Just go to bed.
She's got to wait until after the episode.
Just go to bed. You'll be fine." I woke up, at 2 a.m. and I'm like, "Yep, I need to go. This is my third baby. I need to go to the hospital." Okay, so we got to the hospital maybe like 4. She was born 12 hours. She was born at 4:30. So in the afternoon. So
Oh, okay.
12 hours.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
For a 10-pound baby, she's huge.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wow.
that's my Maggie.
Cheers.
I have to ask this stupid question. Like, I don't know many women who get kidney stones.
Okay.
But I often wonder if it's this. It's nowhere near the same in terms of like damage done. But I often wonder about the pain because I've had them.
My mom said it was worse.
The kidney stones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And my mom
I had
my
them
mom had
recently.
4.
Oh
so
man.
I have a lot of drugs, so
I passed like 2, and that first one was wow. I was
Yeah.
literally in that position that some people who give home births, they're on all fours. I'm like
Oh my God.
like a dog on 4s. Like, oh my god, what is this?
I couldn't imagine.
And I drove to the fucking. Oh,
The
God.
problem with them is that they're like spiked. They're like,
God.
you know what I mean? Like the stones are like spiked, man. They're like, they have like
Ow.
points coming off.
gosh.
I do remember the memory of hearing a little ping at the urinal,
Stop it.
and I'm like, oh my god, thank you. Like days later. Ugh.
Oh,
That is awful.
that is
We went
awful.
from giving birth to kidney stones.
I know.
I
Can I
technically
borrow
did.
that? Hey Dave, can I borrow that kidney stone?
Carl, send me a song.
You're gonna have to ask the Department of Sanitation, New
I
Jersey.
bet you that kidney stone could do a lot of damage.
I bet though, man, that thing was loud. It's oddly loud. The next few, not so much. Anyway, so yeah, up next. All right, so let's cover the sneak peek. So we did cover one with Daryl on the bridge talking to Judith.
Yes.
She wants to stop playing defense. She wants to get people to start, at least Alexander start giving a shit.
Right.
And Daryl does mention like you don't know the whole story
Yeah.
of how it is we got here.
Yeah.
Right.
So and like judging from the other sneak peeks, like the up next, it looks like we might get to see a lot of that dark pact that Daryl and
hope
Michonne
so.
make. I'm so glad they kind of like dripping, like not really telling you anything, and then
Right.
they're gonna wham you over the
And
head.
then
with
it's
it.
all going to hit us and we're going to be like, oh, yeah.
That's why.
I mean, as we said at the top of the episode too, like, what's his name? The dude from comicbook.com?
Brandon Davis.
That's right,
Yeah.
Brandon Davis. And Kristen Acuna also, like, they all got a chance to see it ahead of time, and like, they're like, yo, that shit was dark. And they said it was like the darkest episode of The Walking Dead they've ever seen. Mm-hmm. I'm almost like upset that they even said that.
It puts your expectations out there.
Yeah, I kind of want to, I want to be hit over the head with it,
Right.
Yeah.
And so like, I'm kind of like already like bracing for it, and I don't want to. So I don't
I
want to.
know.
At this point, look, they already hit their lowest low with the Negan war. So just as long as it's better than that, I'll be okay.
That's a good point.
They really like that tanked.
Once you
Yeah.
hit rock bottom, the only way to go is up.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Well,
So-
that's the thing. I don't think it stops there, because we've got like next week. So next week is 14.
Yes.
We got 15 and 16, right? So
Yes.
I mean, I think we know what's coming in the next episode, but I think there's more to come, and I think the whispers are not yet over.
No.
So.
No.
And it's good that you brought up the all out war thing, because like, whereas all out war, it was like suffering, like dip. I'm going to climb up again, dip.
Right.
Don't even think about climbing up again. Stomp, 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 stomp.
Right.
And then like the beginning of 8, you're like, oh yeah, they're going to kick some, oh shit. Like 3 episodes in, like right when Ezekiel and all his pals die on that mound of Ezekiel.
Shiva gets killed.
That was rough. That was rough. That was
rough.
like, oh, we're already paced.
Refreshing.
Okay, now we're liquid, So,
Right.
So, but what they've been like the last 2 episodes, what I've been saying is like, okay, they're kind of ratcheting up the tension. Like things are good for some reason, and then like now it's gonna crash on us next episode, and then it's gonna crash on us again the next episode after that.
Yeah,
I feel like it's gonna get worse and worse, and then worse and then worse.
Do you think
all
we'll
at once?
End the season on a good note or on a
dark?
Dark. Okay.
Bad.
Are we gonna get the answers we want, or are we gonna be left with a cliffhanger?
I don't think it'll be a cliffhanger.
It's like it's like the Dark Knight. We're gonna get the answers we deserve.
Yeah, like that's what I deserve it.
If they leave the fair for the very last episode of this season, then it'll end on a really dark note.
Yeah.
So like 3 dark notes, 3 episodes left.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
I know math at this hour.
I can't do anything at this hour but to talk.
That's the best part. Like at the end, just like right at the end of the episode, you could either end really unprofessionally, hey guys, bye, or you can just let it go. Let it go. I haven't watched Frozen.
I've watched Frozen many times.
I feel so bad for you. Like you
it's
take
great.
I'm sure no, it's
Frozen.
probably
I was gonna say
I love it.
no. But when you watch a great movie like 150 times, you're like, fuck this movie.
You know what though? When I watch a movie, but you know what? When I watch Frozen 150 times, I come up with these goddamn crazy ass theories about Frozen 2. And I'm like, hold on.
Right, because there are previews for that.
I have so many questions. Why does Elsa, did Anna have powers? Like, what's going on with that? Are they back now? Because the white stripe's gone. And my kids are like, shut up, Mom. Just watch the movie.
Up next on Squawking Frozen. Okay. That would be okay. Yeah, the after show to the after show.
Now we're on to Beauty and the Beast. I've seen that like 3 times a day.
Oh my God. So if they come out with a sequel for that.
No, I don't think
but
they
what
will.
if they do? Just put sequels to everything.
I feel like that's what Descendants was, because Descendants, like that's the parents, the people that run that school. Never mind.
Yeah. My kids are still toddlers, so we're still in the Nick Jr. Peppa Pig.
Going on holiday.
Yes. Very aristocratic pigs.
Yeah.
Paw Patrol up the wazoo. Paw Patrol is the bane of my existence. That's on all the time in my house. But the thing is that it's really funny though, because I have Comcast here in Florida, and I technically do not have Nick Jr. and I technically do not have Disney Jr.
Technically.
However, no, I don't. But however, they show Nick Jr. and Disney Jr. programming on the regular Nickelodeon and Disney between like X hour and X hour. So I set my DVR so I can have this arsenal of like shows on my DVR. So when the kids start bouncing off the walls, I'm like, okay, who wants to see Paw Patrol?
My son is into Dude Perfect now, and I feel like I watch
Belle.
Oh
my God, wow.
I feel like I watch Belle when he's at school, and then Dude Perfect the rest of the time. Like, I know how to bottle flip, I know how to trick shots and whatever.
I have to admit, that's pretty interesting. Like, Dude Perfect, it's like all the trick shots and the ones they probably do several hundred times.
Like, I just look at it and I'm like, their jobs are amazing. Like, like, that's so fun. Like, I enjoy it, truthfully.
Between Star Wars and Dude Perfect, your son's turning into a bro, which is not a bad thing. It's just
and the
good
Pokemon
to see.
trading and the Fortnite and the
oh son, that Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite.
Like there's a good thing when you can predict your son's behaviors. Like eventually, like
That's how my kid learned how to dance was Fortnite. We'll be out at the grocery store and he'll be online doing all these things, and I'm like, Fortnite? He's like, yeah, it's a new dance. I'm like, oh
yeah, the eagle and like the orange justice.
Was it called the Carlton? Perhaps no, because it's in there.
I have no idea. Is it really?
They got sued for it, but it's in there.
Oh man,
it's not unusual. I can't sing at this hour either.
Like planning. We have a birthday party on Friday night, and he's like, all right, because I don't let him play during the week. And he's like, well, Friday night, like we'll only stay for like an hour, and then I can get home and play for an hour. I'm like, don't you worry about Fortnite. Like, just be at the birthday party.
Just be a person.
God.
And yet, like, I was that kid. Like, only 10 more minutes, Ma. An hour later, fuck you, Ma. Like, you know? I'm a big boy. Like my bar mitzvah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Cards on the table. I think people are dropping off right now. For real. Like Ryan, by the way, is like, you're Ryan, Chris.
Oh, I'm Ryan?
No, you're Ryan from BMN was in the chat.
Oh, was he?
And he's just, or that wasn't you. It was Ryan, right?
No, that's me.
Oh, that's you?
That was me. That's me in the chat. You're right. I think you're the one who's sleeping.
I'm dead.
No, because
You're okay there, Dave, tonight. You're okay.
Someone said goodnight, so I put the little sleepy face.
I am so sweaty right now. I think with that, if there's nothing more to add, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's probably good.
The tank is empty, and most of you are gone. So
we got a few. I think there's like 5 people still hanging out.
Yeah, 4 or 5. One of us being me, so it's 3.
And then me, so there's 2.
2.
Yeah, there's us 2 and 2 people.
Thanks.
I think
Instagram just stole most of our audience, by the way. So that sucks. That was there was be 18 more people in this thing. So anyhow, brace yourselves, people. It's gonna get dark.
It's gonna get
yeah. So we'll be right there holding your hand, and we're gonna guide you through the next few episodes.
Yeah.
I'll hold your hands.
Okay, Tracy Morgan. So everybody, thank you, Chris, Ashley,
Thank you,
Carol, and Rachel. We're going to come back again next week and form Voltron, Defender of the Universe. Cheers, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm going to watch you guys drop off, okay? Okay?
One by one.
One by one.
I gotta find out how to end this.
You just gotta go, honey.
You just have to hit the end button.
The end button.
Yep.
Night, Nisa. Good night, Walani. Good night, not Ryan. That's it.
Thanks, Dave.
Bye, Chris.